He lifts the blade. The air smells of wet iron and burnt myrrh. His thumb trembles against the porcelain edge from recognition. The curve where her small fingers once curled around its neck. The chip near the pommel, where she dropped it at age 4. He had kept it, wrapped in linen, stored beneath his bed. Forgotten until the day her name began appearing on corpse lids. Father, written in saline, weeping down the cheek of Captain Voss Dykher. He did not mourn Voss. He carved open the chest cavity and placed the man's tongue inside a glass bell jar filled with salt water. Then he knelt and waited. The graft veins pulsed beneath his skin, one by one. From sacrum to occiput, cold, patient, unrelenting. He did not resist. He had learned long ago. Resistance was the first lie she stitched into him. Level 7's corridor yawned ahead, ceiling beams sagging under the weight of living root tendrils, each vein thrumming in time with his heartbeat. They did not glow. They remembered. Where his shadow passed, they dimmed, as if ashamed to illuminate the man who had once sung lullabies into her dark. A shard of dull blade jutted from the wall. Porcelain, white as bone. He pressed his palm to it. The vein beneath split open. Saline script bloomed across his wrist. You called me quiet. Then below, I was learning how to speak without a mouth. He stepped forward. Level 8 Titotums. A sentinel corpse stood upright. Spine fused to the stone, arms outstretched like wings frozen mid-beat. Its ribs cracked open like a cathedral door, and revealing inside a lantern, still glowing. Frozen breath. Trapped between two ribs, a single filament of air, suspended in crystalline stasis, trembling with every pulse of the city's core. He reached into the cavity, took the lantern. Its weight was less than memory. It did not warm his palm. When he lifted it, and its glow seeped into his veins, the graft veins responded. A new rhythm. Slow, 3 beats. Pause, 5 beats. Her breath patterned. The one she used to exhale after nightmares. He remembered. She'd been 5, and the ceiling above their room had cracked during a storm. Water dripped in time with her breathing. He held her then, as witness. Level 9, 3 altars. Arranged in triangle, each one identical. Kneeling man, spine straight, skull bowed, eyes peeled back, iris stitched shut with micro-sutures of silver wire, each strand terminating at the center pupil, where her face flickered like a candle caught behind glass. Lysander, Elenotoi, Arrow, his partners, the men who had sat across from him at dinner tables, who had drunk wine with him while he spoke of justice, of redemption, who had believed his silence was grief, not erasure. Now their skin was glazed with script. Each tear crystallized into a name. Detective Arden Vey. The man who forgot to ask for help. He called me loyal. I slept in his shadow until he made it my kingdom. He walked between them. No hand moved to touch. The silence pressed thicker than the iron wire air. Then he felt it. A tug behind his sternum. Suction. Like a root reaching for soil. His fingers twitched, unbidden. He raised the dull blade toward himself. The veins along his spine contracted in sequence, ribs lifting, collarbones drawing inward, throat elongating, as if his body were being folded into the shape of a vessel. He did not resist. The blade trembled again, humming. Now it knew its purpose. Level 10. The threshold. Ahead, no throne, only a chamber. Circular. Walls lined with sutured skin, pale and translucent as womb membrane. The floor, tiled with fused vertebrae, and rising from its center, casket steps. 10 steps. Each one the height of his daughter's first crib, and above them, the body. The body, suspended by invisible filaments, chest opened. Ribs splayed like wings in mid-flight. Inside, the lattice. A web of crystalline nerve tissue, pulsing with slow, deliberate light. At its core, her jaw. Child's jaw. Small, sharp, unmoving. Its lower half slightly parted, as if waiting for a voice. He ascended the steps, 1 foot, then the other. The lantern glow shifted behind him. casting no shadow on the sutured walls, only pooling at his feet like spilled milk. At the summit he stopped, breath held, graft veins now threaded through his shirt, crawling up his arms, knotting around his wrists, binding his elbows, pulling his hands upward to offer. The dull blade hovered above his sternum, trembling. From recognition, he closed his eyes and remembered her first word, still. She had whispered it once, while he rocked her after the fever took hold. Her lips cracked, tongue swollen, eyes glazed with saline. Still, she said. Don't wake me, Father. I'm dreaming you. He opened his eyes and pushed the blade inward to enter her. The porcelain slid through skin and muscle. A clean incision past the ribs, past the sternum's ridge, through thalamus, into the gray matter beneath. No blood spilled, only salt. A single drop escaped his left eye, fell onto the casket steps below. It landed without sound, and instantly crystallized. The script rose from it. He did not steal my voice. He built a tomb so I could live inside it. He felt himself unfold. His thoughts, once his own, began to drift outward like ash. The taste of whiskey, the night Voss, confessed he'd always been jealous of Arden's quiet, the way Elena had pressed her forehead to his during their last meeting, whispering, "You're becoming a ghost even while you breathe." Harrow's voice, years ago, shouting across an interrogation room. If justice means forgetting who you were, then what's the point of surviving? All of it floated away, as if he had never thought them. He did not mourn. He did not cry, only breathed deeper. The blade, now embedded to its hilt in his chest, began to glow, blue, faint audio. Alive, the sutured skin around the wound stitched itself shut. No scar, no mark. Only smooth, warm flesh, and inside, the jaw moved. It shifted. A single twitch of mandible, then a pause, then another, and with it, a sound, low, soft, child's voice, issuing directly, through bone, through marrow, from within his own cavity. Father. The word did not hang in air. It settled into his lungs, his heart, his pulse. The graft veins receded, slithering back into the sutured skin of the walls, like snakes returning to nest. The lantern's frozen breath dissolved and dissolving upward into darkness. The corpse above, the vessel, began to weep. Real tears. Warm, thick, salt-heavy with unspent years. They fell as answer, and from the casket steps below, the detective's body leaned backward, limp, open-chested, unbound, the womb that had carried her all along. His hands rested gently on his thighs, fingers curled. In release, the dull blade no longer trembled. It slept inside him. The child's jaw breathed once more, and beneath the chamber floor, the city stirred. A long sigh traveled up through foundations, through pavement, through streets where corpses stood weeping, their eyes still wet with script. A new name began to bloom on every wall, remembered as if spoken by 1,000 lips now sleeping beneath stone. She was the quiet one, and now she sings.